Okay, so picture this. A remote island, shrouded in secrecy. Something goes terribly wrong. An unseen creature, a violent death.
Right. That opening incident on Isla Nublar.
Exactly. And it's not just some accident. It's this immediate chilling signal that the ambitious project by InGen, this bioengineering company, is teetering on the edge of disaster.
It really sets the tone, doesn't it? That single event, that worker's death, it just sends ripples of concern all the way back to the investors. It tells you straight away, whatever they're doing, it's dangerous, wildly dangerous.
And that's our jumping off point today for a deep dive into, well, a cornerstone of modern cinema, Jurassic Park.
A film that's so much more than just dinosaurs.
Yes, definitely. We're not just watching a movie. We're really unpacking a story that was meticulously crafted, asking some, pretty fundamental questions.
Questions about science, ambition, nature.
Our mission here is to dissect that whole elaborate story, pinpoint those moments where the dream, John Hammond's dream, just completely unravels into chaos.
And explore those big themes, right? The ambition, the playing God aspect, the sheer power of nature.
And obviously its legacy, how it changed filmmaking forever. Because, yeah, it's about dinosaurs, but it's really about what happens when humanity overreaches, tries to control something fundamentally uncontrollable.
Precisely. It uses this thrilling adventure framework to make us look beyond the spectacle, to really think about the implications. It's brilliant storytelling, weaving plot, character, and philosophy together.
So let's start with that vision. The grand ambition. It all begins with one man, doesn't it?
Yeah.
John Hammond, billionaire entrepreneur, founder of InGen.
The ultimate showman.
Yeah, and his idea for Jurassic Park, it was audacious. A theme park with living, breathing dinosaurs.
On the surface, it sounds magical, doesn't it? Almost irresistible. Who wouldn't want to see that?
It taps into that childhood wonder.
It does. Hammond is this, benevolent figure, almost like a Walt Disney of genetics, but with this massive blind spot. He genuinely believes he's creating wonder, a safe family attraction.
And he picks Isla Nublar, this remote island, hidden away. The perfect stage, he thinks, for his experiment.
That remoteness is key, isn't it? It suggests control, secrecy, but also this flawed belief that you can just contain something so monumental, keep it separate from the world, away from prying eyes, away from, inconvenient questions.
It's almost like he thinks he can build a wall around nature itself.
Which, as we find out, is a fundamentally naive idea. Charming, maybe, but dangerous.
So to sort of smooth things over with his investors after that opening incident, they're getting nervous.
Understandably so.
He puts together this group, a sort of inspection team. You got Dr. Alan Grant, the paleontologist.
A real expert steeped in the fossil record.
Dr. Ellie Sattler, the paleobotanist.
Bringing that crucial understanding of the ecosystem, the plants, the environment they'd need.
Then the wild card, Dr. Ian Malcolm, the chaos theorist.
The voice of mathematical reason, or perhaps doom.
And let's not forget the lawyer, Donald Gennaro, representing the money.
Yes, Gennaro. His perspective is, purely financial. He sees ticket prices, revenue streams.
It's such a perfect mix, isn't it? Their initial reactions tell you everything, even before the tour starts.
Absolutely. Grant is initially skeptical, right? Almost offended by the idea of bringing them back, taking them out of history.
Yeah, like it's disrespectful to the fossils.
But then he sees that Brachiosaurus.
Ooh, that moment, pure awe.
You see him transform, the academic awe, the sheer wonder. It's palpable. It sucks you in, just like it sucks him in.
It makes the impossible feel real for a second.
Exactly. And Sattler, she's got the scientific curiosity, but it's more grounded. She's looking at the plants, noticing things others miss, like the poisonous ones near the pool. She sees the living system.
She's looking at the details, the potential problems in the environment itself.
Right. And then Malcolm, from the get-go, he's hitting them with these philosophical objections. Chaos theory.
Which sounds complicated, but it's basically about unpredictability.
Right. Yeah, tiny changes having massive, unforeseen consequences. The butterfly effect, essentially. He sees this incredibly complex system, an island ecosystem filled with resurrected predators, and he just knows it's inherently unstable. It's not if it will collapse, it's when.
He's not just being cynical, he's applying his science. He sees the fragility baked into the design.
He's the prophet of the system's inherent flaws. And Gennaro, he's just worried if the park will be safe enough to make money.
Completely oblivious to the deeper risks. It's the whole conflict in miniature right there in that Jeep.
Before a single fence fails.
But okay, none of this spectacle, none of this debate would even be possible without the science. how did they actually do it?
Ah, the science. It's clever conceptually. The idea is they found prehistoric mosquitoes trapped in amber.
Mosquitoes that had fed on dinosaur blood millions of years ago.
Exactly. And from that blood, they extracted fragments of dinosaur DNA. That's where Dr. Henry Wu comes in, the lead geneticist at InGen.
The architect of resurrection.
He's the one piecing it all together. A brilliant mind, undoubtedly. But also, maybe, playing God without fully grasping the instruction manual. Because the DNA they got wasn't complete.
Right, there were gaps. Missing pieces in the code.
Big gaps. So they had to fill them. And this is the crucial part, the decision that seems so almost trivial, but isn't.
They used frog DNA.
Frog DNA to patch up the sequence of these giant prehistoric reptiles.
It sounds almost like a hack, a workaround.
And that's how they likely saw it, a neat solution. But it becomes this massive symbol of unintended consequences, nature finding loopholes.
Because of the specific frogs they used?
West African bullfrogs, yes.
Yeah.
Known for sequential hermaphroditism. They can change sex in a single-sex environment.
Which InGen was relying on to control breeding, making all the dinosaurs female.
Exactly. So this fix, this bit of frog DNA, it directly undermines their most fundamental control measure. It's the tiny variable Malcolm warns about, the thing they didn't fully account for that allows life, as he says.
Life finds a way. It's not just a cool line. It's the biological mechanism of the park's failure, embedded right there in the science.
Precisely. It's scientific hubris in action, thinking you can just patch together lifelike software, ignoring the emergent complexity. They understood the code, maybe, but not the organism, not the ecosystem.
And they built this whole infrastructure around the illusion of control, didn't they? It looked foolproof.
Oh, absolutely. Massive electric fences, tens of thousands of volts, reinforced concrete, automated tour vehicles on fixed tracks, supposedly safe viewing platforms.
And the control room, like something out of NASA, monitoring everything.
It projected this image of total technological dominance over nature, a digital fortress.
Manned by people like Ray Arnold, the chief engineer, trying to keep it all running.
Hold on to your butts. Yeah, Arnold represents that faith in the system and the technology. If the code is right, if the power stays on, it should work.
But then there's Robert Muldoon, the game warden.
And his presence is so telling. Why do you need a game warden, a hunter in a theme park if everything is perfectly controlled by technology?
Good point. He's the boots-on-the-ground reality check.
He understands animals, dangerous animals. He knows they're wild, instinctive, cunning. He respects the raptors, fears them even. His practical knowledge is constantly bumping up against the technological overconfidence of Hammond and, to some extent, Arnold.
He sees the animals for what they are, not what Hammond wants them to be. He's the guy saying, clever girl, right before a well.
Exactly. He knows the danger is real, visceral, not just data on a screen. That tension between the tech and the wild is there from the start, personified by Arnold and Muldoon.
And Muldoon's warnings largely go unheard, or at least unheeded, until it's too late. Which brings us inevitably to part 2, the collapse, the moment the illusion shatters.
And it doesn't start with the dinosaur escaping due to a natural event or a fence failing on its own.
No, ironically, the catalyst is human. Purely human failure. Greed.
Dennis Nedry, the disgruntled programmer, feeling underpaid, underappreciated.
Holding the keys to the kingdom, technologically speaking.
And he makes a deal with the competition, Dodson from Biosyn, steal the embryos.
For a suitcase full of cash.
And to do that, he has to disable the security systems. Not just a few cameras, but critical systems, including the fences.
It's staggering, the selfishness of it. One person's grievance brings the whole multi-billion-dollar enterprise down.
He unleashes chaos just to cover his tracks for 15 minutes while he gets the embryos to the dock. It's the precise moment the park shifts from risky to catastrophic.
The fences go dead, the barriers disappear, and Nedry thinks he's home free.
But nature and the storm have other plans. His escape is a disaster in itself. He gets lost, crashes his Jeep.
And then he meets the Dilophosaurus, the little one he dismisses at first.
Yeah, he underestimates it, thinks it's harmless, maybe even cute with the frill. Another example of underestimating these creatures.
And pays the ultimate price. Venom's spit, the attack of the car, it's iconic and brutal.
A fittingly grim end for the man whose greed unlocked the cages. He thought he could control the system for his own gain, and instead, he was consumed by it. Poetic justice, almost.
And with those fences down, thanks to Nedry, well, the main attraction gets loose.
The tyrant lizard king himself, the T-Rex.
That breakout scene, The water rippling in the cup, the goat leg hitting the roof, the fence snapping. It's pure cinematic terror.
Masterfully done. You feel the weight, the power. It's not just a monster. It's an animal, unleashed and investigating its new freedom, which happens to include the tour cars.
Trapping Grant, the kids, Lex and Tim, and Gennaro.
And Gennaro, well, his end is swift, undignified, and maybe a little darkly funny, sitting on the toilet.
It definitely lands the point about greed meeting a messy end.
But in that same terrifying moment, you see Grant's transformation. The academic who didn't like kids suddenly becomes their fierce protector.
His instincts just take over. Pulling Lex out of the car, rescuing Tim, getting them away from the wrecks. It's incredible.
It grounds the chaos emotionally. His journey from detached scientist to surrogate parent is central to the film's heart.
And Malcolm, the one who predicted it all, he gets badly injured trying to distract the T-Rex.
Yeah, even the chaos theorist isn't immune to the physical reality of that chaos. Understanding it doesn't shield you from it. A broken leg is a stark reminder of that.
So, the T-Rex is brute force, this massive, terrifying force of nature. But then there's another threat, arguably even worse.
The velociraptors.
And the film builds them up brilliantly. Muldoon's fear of them, the feeding scene.
They're established early on as different, not just strong, but intelligent. Problem solvers. Pack hunters.
That scene where Grant describes their hunting technique using the fossil claw, chilling.
And when they inevitably get out because Nedry's shutdown affects their paddock too, they become the real hunters of the film. They actively stalk the humans.
It shifts from surviving a natural disaster to being pursued by intelligent predators. That's a different level of fear.
Absolutely. They test the fences, remember? Looking for weaknesses even before the power goes out. They learn, they adapt, they open doors.
That kitchen scene. Pure nightmare fuel.
And they represent the ultimate failure of Ingen's control. Not just physical, but intellectual. They underestimated the dinosaurs' intelligence, their capacity.
And the human staff, the ones meant to manage this, they fall victim too.
Tragically, Ray Arnold, trying to reboot the system, gets ambushed. Hold on to your butts are famous last words in hindsight.
And Muldoon, the expert, the one who respected their lethality.
Clever girl. He gets outsmarted in the end by the very creatures he understood best. It underlines the futility. Even the most knowledgeable human is vulnerable when faced with this level of predatory intelligence and instinct.
It really feels hopeless at points. The systems are down, the experts are dying.
But there are still moments of resistance, of human ingenuity fighting back, desperate measures.
Dr. Sattler makes that incredibly brave run to the maintenance shed to get the power back on.
Dodging raptors, navigating the failing infrastructure, it's a heroic effort.
And she succeeds. She gets the breakers reset. Power comes back online. Fences hum, locks engage. A moment of triumph.
A brief one. It restores some barriers, but the raptors are already inside the main building by then. It's too little, too late to contain them completely. But it was crucial.
And then, the kids. Back at the visitor center, they think they're safe.
But the raptors find them. They figure out the door handles. Trapped.
And just when it seems like it's over for them, Lex.
The young girl, the computer nerd who Hammond initially dismissed.
She recognizes the park's computer system interface on the monitors in the control room.
It's a UNIX system. I know this.
And she actually manages to reboot the security systems, lock the doors, call the helicopter. It's amazing.
It's a fantastic moment. The adults failed to manage the technology, but the kid understands it intuitively and uses it to save them. It shows resourcefulness coming from the most unexpected place. Adaptive thinking wins.
It's a great contrast to all the failed expertise, which leads us to that final, incredible confrontation.
Inside the visitor center lobby, raptors closing in on Grant, Ellie, the kids. Nowhere left to run.
And then, the T-Rex crashes through the wall.
Talk about a Deus Ex Machina, but it works so well.
It's just stunning. The apex predator returning. And it doesn't attack the humans.
No, it goes right for the raptors. The two alpha predators of the island clash.
And the T-Rex wins, inadvertently saving the humans in the process. The banner falls. When dinosaurs ruled the earth. Perfect.
It raises questions, doesn't it? Is it just nature sorting itself out, the bigger predator wins, or is it just pure chaotic chance that saved them?
I lean towards chaos. The T-Rex isn't a hero, it's just being a T-Rex. Its instinct happened to align with the human survival at that exact moment.
It reinforces that unpredictability. Nature is indifferent. Their survival was almost an accident within a larger, wilder conflict.
And Hammond, seeing all this, the destruction, the raptor getting killed right in front of him, he finally gets it.
The dream is dead. The park is a disaster. He accepts it. He looks utterly broken but resolved.
He agrees to abandon Isla Nublar. The survivors pile into the helicopter, escaping the island, leaving the nightmare behind. Changed forever.
That final shot of them in the helicopter looking out at the pelicans flying alongside, birds, the descendants of dinosaurs, it's poignant.
So escaping the island is one thing, but escaping the implications, that's harder. Let's talk about the themes because this film is packed with them.
Top of the list has to be scientific hubris, right? The playing God theme.
Definitely. Pushing boundaries without fully considering the ethics, the consequences, just because you could bring dinosaurs back.
Should you? And it's more than just the initial act of creation. It's the belief that they could control it, perfectly manage this resurrected ecosystem.
They treated life like it was software code, something you could debug and patch.
Ignoring millions of years of evolution, the complexity, the emergent properties you can't predict just by looking at the DNA sequence. That's the core of the hubris, thinking you understand it all, that you can contain it.
Which ties directly into Malcolm's constant warnings about chaos theory, the unpredictability of nature.
Life finds a way. It's not just a catchphrase, it's the movie's thesis statement, really.
You see it everywhere. The
Yeah.
frogs changing sex, undermining the single-sex population control.
The raptors learning, adapting, exploiting weaknesses the designers never anticipated. The system was too complex, too dynamic, too sensitive to initial conditions like Nedry's sabotage or the storm to ever be truly stable.
Nature just refuses to be put in a box, no matter how technologically advanced the box is.
It's a powerful lesson about the limits of human control when dealing with complex natural systems. We might think we're in charge, but we're often just passengers.
And thinking about creating these creatures, it forces you to confront the ethical side of genetic engineering.
Absolutely. Beyond the safety issues, what right do we have to resurrect extinct species? What are the long-term consequences of reintroducing them, even if it were possible to do safely?
How does it impact existing ecosystems, our own place in the world?
The film uses dinosaurs as this incredible thought experiment. It makes us grapple with the responsibility that comes with that kind of power. Are we wise enough to wield it? Do we understand the potential ripple effects?
It doesn't give easy answers, but it certainly makes you ask the questions.
Which is what good science fiction does.
And ultimately, it all boils down to that primal conflict, man versus nature.
Humanity's best technology, our ambition, our planning, completely overwhelmed by the raw power it tried to cage.
The fences fail, the computers crash, the guns aren't enough. Nature, in the end, proves far more resilient and powerful.
It's humbling. It reminds us that for all our advancements, we are still part of the natural world, not masters of it. You can build the cage, but life, especially adaptable, intelligent life like those raptors, or sheer power like the T-Rex, won't necessarily stay contained. It's a matter of when, not if, control is lost.
It's a powerful message. And beyond the story and themes, the film itself,
Yeah.
its legacy is just immense.
Oh, revolutionary. Especially in terms of visual effects.
It's CGI.
Yeah.
It changed everything.
Before Jurassic Park, CGI was often noticeable, maybe a bit clunky. This film blended it almost seamlessly with state-of-the-art animatronics.
You believe those dinosaurs were real, sharing the screen with the actors. That sense of weight, movement, presence.
It set a new benchmark. It showed Hollywood what was possible, opening the door for so many fantasy and sci-fi epics that followed. It wasn't just effects for effect's sake. They served the story, created genuine awe and terror.
And it wasn't just a one-off hit. It launched a massive franchise.
Sequels, games, toys, rides. It became a cultural phenomenon, still going strong decades later.
It's truly iconic. Why do you think it endures so well?
I think it's that perfect blend, the
Yeah.
sheer spectacle of the dinosaurs, which never gets old, the thrilling adventure, but also those resonant themes we've been talking about.
A cautionary tale aspect.
Yeah, the questions about science, ethics, control, they feel even more relevant today, arguably, with advancements in genetics, AI, climate change. The core message about respecting nature and understanding the limits of our control still hits home. It taps into both fascination and fear.
So wrapping this up, we've gone from Hammond's grand, flawed vision through the terrifying collapse triggered by Nedry to the final escape and the reckoning with what went wrong.
We've seen how the characters' journeys, especially Grant's transformation, amplify those core warnings about hubris and the power of nature.
It's just a masterclass in balancing that blockbuster thrill ride with some really deep, thought-provoking substance.
It really is. It uses the wonder of seeing dinosaurs to ask us about the responsibility that comes with scientific power.
It leaves you thinking, long after the T-Rex roar fades. What does it really mean to try and control something as vast and complex as nature?
And what are the hidden costs? The unforeseen consequences of pushing boundaries, whether it's on a fictional island or in our real-world labs? That question hangs in the air, doesn't it? Far beyond Isla Nublar.